slideshow. They've written some quotes or some words, whatever the terminology is, throughout the years they've known each other. Jason and Abby are going to read the quotes to everyone here. If you can't hear them back, raise your hand or don't speak up louder. I know I talk very slow, soft. Okay? So without further ado, here's Jason and Abby.
Hi everyone, my name's Jason. I'm Chris's brother. I've got a great story to tell you today, so we're going to start out with the first page here. We're going to start with year one, very beginning. Chris had something up his sleeve when he asked Laine to attend the Trinity homecoming dance during their sophomore year. In the middle of the dance floor, he shouted over the band, "Laine, will you go out with me?" In a typical ninth grade fashion. Laine responded with a simple yet confident "sure," without a care in the world. Little did they know that those words would be the start of a life of happiness. Halfway through the year, Chris had to endure the pain of watching Laine turn 16 and get the car of her dreams, a 4Runner. After that, Laine became his chauffeur for the next 6 months.
Year 2. Since Chris and Laine both decided to take Spanish, they jumped at the chance to go on a summer trip to Europe with the Spanish club. They visited the Netherlands, where Chris was born, toured along the canals of Amsterdam, and fell in love with the neighboring seaports. Their trip then took them to Spain, where they walked on the Mediterranean beaches, watched a bullfight, and saw more cathedrals than they knew existed. Unfortunately, Chris managed to lose 10 pounds after succumbing to food poisoning while in Seville. To this day, he still is deathly afraid of corn dogs.
Year 3. Senior year was full of great memories. Chris and Laine together comprised the snare section of the Trinity Marching Band. Frustration ran rampant as Laine was forced to obey the section leader's wishes. One of the best memories of the year was Chris's unique way of asking Laine to prom. Sitting in government class, Laine heard Chris say over the school intercom, "Will you go to prom with me?" Laine, of course, was thrilled and had a hard time listening to the discussion of politics after that.
Year 4. Year 4 proves to be the hardest year yet. After graduation, Chris signed a scholarship to run cross country at the University of Mobile, and Laine received the leadership scholarship to attend Auburn University. Goodbyes and long-distance phone calls are part of the day for the team. Living in separate cities made football weekends together even more special. Although distance put a strain on their relationship, Chris and Laine's love remained strong.
Moving on to year 5, after running his second season of cross country at Mobile, Chris couldn't stand to be apart from Laine any longer. He quickly and thankfully moved to Auburn that spring. Laine was ecstatic and helped Chris acclimate to big class sizes and professors not knowing your name. Life was filled with movie nights, home-cooked meals, and no goodbyes.
Year 6. The summer before junior year, Chris and Laine decided to adopt a four-legged friend. Lucy instantly became part of their family. She went on trips, visited grandparents, and supported her Auburn Tigers by sporting her Auburn t-shirt to every home game. During this time, Laine had no idea that Chris was saving up for a very expensive investment.
Year 7. During a trip to Montgomery, Chris made a secret stop at Laine's house to borrow the pressure washer from her dad. Chris had no need for the pressure washer, but instead wanted to ask Laine's father if he could marry his daughter. His answer, of course, was yes. Laine's dad is, now always, a little cautious when Chris asks to borrow the pressure. Fast forward to the Foster Beach trip that summer. Chris couldn't relax on his birthday, knowing what he was going to do the next day. Finally, on June 22nd, 2010, after 6 years of dating, Chris got down on one knee and asked Laine if she would spend the rest of her life with him.
Year 8. Well, here we are, finally.
Okay, year 8. Well, here we are. Finally to the present and so excited to tie the knot. 8 years of love, tears, laughter, goodbyes, hugs, and kisses have finally come down to this time. We both have wonderful families and friends that helped us on our journey to where we are now. This is just the beginning of our journey together, and we will thank you all so much for sharing in our happiness.
Jason.
Sir.
Come here, so-
Still a resident geek.
Oh, this is the film? This is going to be a film?
Hold the chair over here.